Thanks for watching, everybody. We go around America, stopping in Louisville for Real Women and Real Whiskey. Linda Ruffenach joins us now from Whisky Chicks. Thank you, Linda, for taking the time.
No problem. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Got a couple of events that I want to get to here in a second, but first, let's talk about Whisky Chicks. Why the Whisky Chicks?
Well, it's kind of a fun little story, is that I had been at a job for a career, really, for about 20 years, and I had left that and was trying to figure out what to do next. And I realized that my network was really outside of Louisville. Most of the people I knew, my clients and, relationships were outside of here. And I really wanted to meet other women who had nothing to do with my work, my spouse or kids. And I was talking about this challenge with a friend of mine over a cocktail. And it kind of hit me, what better way to do that than to do it over a cocktail? Networking events out there can sometimes be very intimidating. They can be a little stuffy. And a lot of times you don't get to be yourself. And I really just wanted to be myself. So we threw our first event 5 years ago, and it was similar to the winter we've been having this year, where it was 6 degrees outside, and I thought I'd be lucky if I had 5 people show up. And we ended up with 35 women coming out to that first event.
Wow. And
so it just made me realize we're really on to something there. So over the last 5 years, it's grown, and we really have... Our tagline is libation liberators, whiskey educators, and friendship facilitators. And that really is what it's all about. We really focus on making learning about bourbon and whiskey and all kinds of spirits approachable and fun, and take away the intimidation factor. We also focus on education so that everybody gets a chance to learn something. And more importantly, it's all about creating friendships and creating an environment to where people from all different backgrounds can find a common ground just by sharing a glass of whiskey and sharing these experiences together. It's gotten to a place where I never expected it to be, but it's been a fun journey.
All right, you've got a couple of events I want to get to here in a second, but let me get something straight here, because Tennessee, it's whiskey, Kentucky, it's bourbon, right?
Well, it's Tennessee whiskey, and then there's Kentucky bourbon.
Right.
And the big difference between them, actually, it's that a lot of the same rules and regulations apply, except for Tennessee whiskey goes through a charcoal filtration on the front end, which is, they call it the Lincoln County process, and that's technically is what makes it Tennessee whiskey.
Okay, so that's the difference between whiskey and bourbon, correct? And we're talking about whiskey without the E, right?
Well, it can actually be spelled either way, and you'll find if you pay close attention to the bottles, we spell it without the E, and part of that was I just wanted to try to keep it tied into Kentucky with the KY on the end of the name. But really, you'll see domestic brands like Maker's Mark and Old Forester spell it with the KY, and then you got other ones that a lot of the American whiskey brands will spell it KEY. And a lot of it depends on where the heritage of the brand comes from, and frankly, just a marketing choice on whether they want to use it with an E or a Y.
Okay, quickly, you've got a couple of events coming up. She's Raising the Bar cocktail competition. Is this all just for female competitors?
This time we're focusing on female competitors. Now, the event itself, men, as I like to say, Whisky Chicks and dudes are welcome too. But this is in celebration of our 5-year anniversary, and we partnered with Gentleman Jack, Tennessee Whiskey, to actually put on this event. And it's a competition that embraces the female bartender and really the female consumer, and driving that empowerment and the education to where, a woman can walk up to the bar and feel very confident what she's ordering, and, that experience that she can get, and not kind of take away that factor that bourbon's just for men or whiskey's just for men. We kind of throw that to the side. Also, bourbon and beer is coming up, but we're running out of time. Whisky Chicks, where can they find you quickly on the internet? WhiskyChicks.com, WhiskyChicks.com, and we're also on Instagram and Facebook. Linda, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. I appreciate it. We stopped in Louisville to talk to the Whisky Chicks. I'm Vic McCarty for NewsNet.